And we're live. 1012 podcast, Manhattan Brewing Company. Scott Wildcat of Bosco's Boys here for our second beer and food pairing here on the 1012 podcast YouTube channel. It was so much fun last time. And look, don't get me wrong, beer and Pop-Tarts. We'll do it again for the next Pop-Tarts Bowl. I don't think Kansas State will be there, so alas, it probably won't be with Manhattan Brewing Company. We'll find some other local brewery. But we had so much fun last time. And Manhattan Brewing Company has this cool thing called Wing Wars coming up that they got to talk about here in just a second. That it just made sense to do this again. Is this specifically Big 12 related? We did bring in, they've got Kansas State hat on. We did bring in Scott, Bosco's Boys. So that's how this is Big 12. We'll talk some Big 12 sports because when we got wings, I got wings, they got wings, I got wings. You can't see the inside of the box on the outside. I've got sauce for days. I've got beers this size, if you just want to know. And we're going to do our best here. First of all, I know I've said your name, but Scott, for those uninitiated, please introduce yourself to the crowd.
Yep, Scott McFarland, a.k.a. Scott Wildcat, host of Bosco's Boys. Happy to do this, excited to do this. Any excuse to drink beers, chat with some of my favorite people in the world and Philip. Eat some wings, drink beers. It's awesome. Manhattan Brewing Company has been rocking with Bosco's Boys for coming up on 2 full calendar years come July. So I appreciate them. And even if we weren't partners, I truly believe it's the best brewery in the state of Kansas. And I think all the UCF fans would attest to it. If you're coming to Manhattan for a road game, stop by Manhattan Brewing Company. Find the Bosco's Boys sticker on one of their tanks. DM me. I'll send you a prize, and you'll be happy. You'll be pleased. I promise you. Otherwise, I will Venmo you for your entire bar tab.
Can I just say I remain jealous of this because it's a Big 12 podcast. I can't have relationships with can't not a sponsor. But you know what? If we were going to have a Kansas State brewery sponsor, it would be Manhattan Brewing Company. Guys, thrilled to do this again. Thank you so much. I appreciate you driving all the way out here to Central Arkansas to drop these off for me. That was really kind of you. Long drives. Good. I'm sorry I couldn't be here when you dropped them off. You just had to turn around and head back. But, it was I appreciate the effort nonetheless. Do me a favor. Wing Wars. Tell me all about it. What's it going to be? When is this thing? Tell us all about it.
Yeah. So to get us started, for those of you guys who don't remember, I'm Jake. Is Garrett. As Adam. We are the 3 owners of Manhattan Brewing Company. Just want to say thank you again to Philip. Thank you again to Scott for having us on again. We had so much fun last time. And this is our 2 favorite food groups, wings and beer. So I don't know if there's any other food groups beside those 2. But ranch. Oh, and ranch. Yeah, blue cheese. I like blue cheese. But thank you again, guys. We really appreciate it. Wing Wars. So this idea developed from this guy, actually. He really wanted to, he loves wings. And it's like he eats mac and cheese and wings. He's got the body for it, too.
Got a sick body.
But basically, we wanted to bring a food competition to Manhattan, and there hadn't been any. We didn't want it to be like something that was just like kind of kooky and like anybody could enter it, where it's like, I don't know, like I couldn't enter it as a guy that was just grilling up wings on a barbecue type of thing. Like, no, we wanted it to be like you're a restaurant in town that makes wings and you sell them, and we wanted it to be a real competition between restaurants in Manhattan. And so we did. We put the idea together. Did you come up with the name Wing Wars?
I wanted it to be called Wingy Wars.
Oh yeah, he wanted it to be called Wingy Wars. The marketing guy quickly shut that down. But then we went with Wing Wars, and it worked. So Wing Wars on June 8th. It'll be about 5:30 p.m. or 5:30 to 8 p.m. or 5 to 8:30 p.m. That's what it is. Yeah, I'm really fucking that up. 5 to 8:30 p.m. is when the wings will be served. Party goes until 10 p.m. We're gonna have some celebrity judges. Talk of the town is there's some football coaches that are going to be involved. We're going to reach out to a certain basketball coach to see if he wants to be involved too. But it's going to be fun. There's going to be the Celebrity Choice Award, the judges, Celebrity Judges Choice Award, and then there's going to be a People's Choice Award that goes out. And I forgot to bring the belts up. I'm gonna get the belts at some point to show you guys because they are awesome. But
we're gonna find out who has the best wings in Manhattan.
Yeah.
while spotlighting many local businesses in town. That's the main thing. That's the big deal here.
Sounds like fun. Sounds like a great opportunity if anybody's going to be in Manhattan at that time like that. Sounds like something I would love to take part in. I guess my judge. Look, I would love to be a judge, but obviously, if you're getting football coaches and a basketball coach who will hint, nudge at, I can understand why my invitation got lost in the mail. It's okay. I know why Scott's got lost in the mail. That just seems a little bit. Oh, it really did get lost. Okay, you should have just dropped it off with the beer. Like, you were coming to the house anyways. You could have just dropped it off. It's fine. It's cool. Okay, so we will talk some Big 12 sports and some Kansas State sports, and we'll mention that basketball coach you guys talked about and the beer that he is named, or the beer named after him, as we go through this. But let's go ahead and start this off. Let's do a little taste testing here. We are going to begin. We got an order. We got 5 wing flavors. We did Buffalo Wild Wings because it's available everywhere. Not a sponsor. So we got 5 flavors of wings. We got 5 beers. We're going to start off with the honey sriracha wings with the Townie beer. This can is ridiculous. Guys, while we're doing this, tell us all, what is the Townie? Tell me all about it, because this is the one I think Scott has mentioned the most to me that I had not had the pleasure of drinking yet. So I got to know.
It was the official tailgate beer of Bosco's Boys back-to-back football seasons. And look, I don't want to get ahead of myself. There's a good chance it might three-peat as the official Bosco's Boys tailgate beer.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
So Townie is an American wheat, easy drinking, light. It's got a little citrus finish. We use a little Citra in the Whirlpool to give it a little citrus backbone. Really easy drinking beer. We serve it in 20 ounce, 4.5%. You can put these back. They're and it'll go really well with pretty much any wing.
It's a beer that we've had since day one.
Yeah. One of the OGs. Let's see here.
Who's the one who came up with this combo? Again, I think Townie wheat could probably go with any of these sauces, but who decided? Was it mango hobbit? No, honey sriracha for Townie.
I can't remember if it was Adam or I. We were sitting with the manager of Buffalo Wild Wings here in town, which, shout out, they are a major sponsor for Wing Wars. So Wing Wars presented by Buffalo Wild Wings and Pullman Farms. Super excited about that. But we were sitting here talking with the manager about it, and he was giving us the flavor. He was like, honey sriracha is a new one that's out right now. And so he wanted to use that one on it. And we're like, well, that'd be easy because Townie would pair easily with that. But yeah, Townie would pair much, honestly, like all the beers we have up here right now could probably pair with all of them. Like, we got some good pairings going on, I think. But it's a little bit sweeter than what I thought it was going to be. But it's really good.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of the honey. I get a little bit of the sriracha too, but that's a great sauce.
Yeah,
it's a solid sweet with a kick, and I like a good sweet with a kick. It's a good, it's that sweet and savory. I like that combo. And this is Scott, you have built this beer up for as long as I've known you.
Look, and I said
no. Let me finish. Let me finish saying it. This is
excited.
It's okay. It's okay. You're allowed to be excited. This is supposed to be fun. You have built this beer up for as long as I've known you, and sir, you did not overpromise. You did not overpromise.
So I said this the first time I went in. It was before they became sponsors, and not going to mention anything, but obviously I've been living in the Kansas City metro since 2017. There's a very famous wheat beer in Kansas City. Don't need to mention it by name. I think everyone in this region knows what it is. This is the best wheat beer. Townie is the best wheat beer in the region. I'm not kidding. It is the best wheat beer I've ever had. And they have so many great beers, but this one, when you try to go head to head with all the other styles, this one trumps all the wheat beers. And look at that belt. Oh my gosh.
That's a beauty. That's nice. That is a very nice belt.
Big old belt.
So shiny.
So these go to the winners, People's Choice Award and then a Celebrity Judge's Choice Award. Both of them are big-ass belts. These are legit. These are 6 pounds. They can be hung up and for all the world to see that they have the best wings in Manhattan.
They're solid gold.
Solid gold. Solid gold plated.
Great. Thin plate.
You said solid gold painted, right? Solid gold
Yes.
painted. Okay, got it. All right.
Solid gold
Okay.
cube.
Shout out to everybody who's watching right now. Scott Cameron has a question. It says, Scott, what is the actual B-ball NIL fund at? You got the question for that? You have the answer for that one?
No idea. No,
No,
I've
okay.
heard a million rumors. And you know what? Shout out to a beer we'll be having later, Wabash Ale with Wildcat NIL. There's a little pre-promotion. Look, I've heard rumors of different numbers. I'm not going to say any of the rumors. If people dig enough, they've heard rumors. But I think it's irresponsible. And also, I think everyone lies. I feel basketball and football player who is getting NIL, they're going to leak out a number higher than it is. And I'm not saying Wildcat NIL would do this. This is not what I'm saying. But I think there are a lot of people out there who it's in their best interest to overinflate what the NIL number is. So I don't know what that budget is, but I know it's a lot better than last year. So there you go.
Well, I know that we've donated at least $4 or $5 million straight up to it. So
there you go.
Mentioned people like to lie and inflate numbers. Great example.
So you broke up $400 or $500, right? $400 or $500. Great. That should get, what is that? Is that a walk-on tight end out of the portal? I think.
I don't even think we would get that these days.
I will say shout out to Manhattan or to Wildcat NIL. I have a $9.99 a month. I'm in their subscription program, but I also have a different 1061 charge every month as well. So they're getting over $20 a month from me, and you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm not going to try to cancel one or the other.
Yeah, they've been actually pretty fun to work with. They're a great group of guys, and
don't let Curry's head get too big now.
That's true. I mean, he's already got a really big head for that small body of his, so you can't give him too much.
Dresses real nice, that guy.
Does dress really nice.
Dress for the job you want, right? That's what they say.
Yeah.
EMA GP, you know we're loaded, Scott. Just stay it. Look, like everyone out, Kansas State obviously has the most NIL dollars. That's why Coach Tang is staying and didn't leave for Arkansas. I mean, he didn't get obviously wasn't going to get the fried chicken money that Calipari's getting at Arkansas, but that's okay. That's okay. All right. Let's move on to our second pairing here. This is going to be a combination of the wing flavor is buffalo. I love it for buffalo.
Buffalo.
It's what I go to all the time.
Straight up buffalo.
And I went with the mild because I got a lot of wings to eat here, and I know we've got habanero coming up here, and with the Matka Piv, which is a Czech style pilsner, which is right up my alley. So boys, we're gonna start pairing this one. Yeah. And my wings, I didn't want to buy 50 wings for myself because so I have to pour the sauce on them. They're like, we'll only spend four. I'm not gonna
spin wings.
Spin one wing at a time. That's understandable. Tell us about the Matka Piv, guys. Where did this one come from? Any fun stories? I just want to note, I like the can. This is a nice can.
Matka Piv, classic Czech Pilsner, Bohemian Pilsner. Stays a little sweet, but it's got a good hop spice character to it from the Czech sauce. Thought this would just be perfect with almost every wing, to be honest, but classic buffalo, that little extra sweetness from the malt, that little spice character from the hop, perfect with the wing, the buffalo sauce or buffalo dry rub. Yeah, we tried to keep it classic with this, stick to guidelines. We really cherish the history of a lot of beer styles, and this is one we did not want to mess up. Mm-hmm. So we just kind of stayed true to style.
So Matka Piv, my sister-in-law, she's Czech, and she helped us name the beer. Matka Piv is Czech for mother of beer. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Czech Pilsners are the original Pilsners and truly the only Pilsners.
Oh, yeah. And this pairing's awesome. That is a great pairing.
I never had the dry
Absolutely.
We got the dry wrap buffalo. I don't know if that was on purpose or what, but it was like we looked at it I don't know how it's going to go. It's really good.
There's a buffalo dry rub?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I saw that when I was getting my sauces and spices.
I want the powder that they use on that thing.
Can you just sell me that? And I'll just put it on things. Oh my gosh, yeah. This is a great pairing. Absolutely. And I love buffalo.
It's
tried
my
and
favorite
true.
sauce.
It is. And I just like it's the most just like wings. If you're not gonna get a dry rub, like buffalo is just the traditional, like this is wings, right? To me. And other people can have their opinions. To me, if I'm gonna
I have a sports question for Scott.
let's hear it. Let's hear it.
What do you think the Batcats are going to end up at?
Mm.
In the Big 12. Let's just stay with the Big 12. How do you think they're going to do in the Big 12?
Well, not doing too. I don't think they came back today versus Oklahoma, so they did not have a good series. They were getting projected as a 2 seed in a regional, which is I think where they have to be. I don't think too many at-larges because it's 4-team pods. They need to figure it out. They after that certain quote and student athlete, I'm not gonna throw them under the bus, but a certain quote after the Texas game, they've only won 1 game versus power conference competition. So they need to turn it around so Pete Hughes can get to the postseason. So
I was watching. I was getting a little bit worried about the slide going on.
Yeah, it's the slide is real. The slide is real. I do gotta say about this beer and wing pairing. This is exactly if you say, "Hey, want to go get beers and wings?" This is the exact combination I'm talking about. This is the perfect classic Buffalo and classic craft beer pairing. I couldn't think of a better one. Good job for you guys.
Let me say this for K-State. Yeah, they want to turn some things around. You don't want to finish. At the moment, they're 7-8 in conference play after I think they got swept by Oklahoma this weekend. I'm way deeper into softball than baseball, so bear with me.
Well, they were alone at the top of the Big 12 after that first win versus Texas, too. That's why this slide is so concerning.
Well, at least from the standpoint of RPI, right? Because RPI still is a thing that matters when it comes to like baseball, softball, and other sports. They're 25th in the RPI. So now, this was as of, I say this recording this, knowing that that's from before the weekend. They're going to drop, obviously, after the series sweep by Oklahoma, but they're still in a good spot to me. And so it's not like they're so far gone that they've got to climb back up out of a hole. You just kind of want to level things out if you're Kansas State. Like you just want to see things kind of get, okay, we just need a good series. And I think this weekend, Scott, if I recall correctly, Kansas State is hosting Oklahoma State, who is one of the hotter teams in the Big 12. If is
it that or is KU coming to town for 3 straight sellouts?
Hold on, I gotta get.
No, KU comes. I want to say the weekend of the 4th. May 4th.
Okay. I thought it was 19, 20, 21.
I was looking at things earlier, and I am almost positive. Yep.
Then ignore me.
This is a 3-game weekend against Oklahoma State in Manhattan. So one of the hotter teams in the Big 12 right now.
Big 3 games in Toyton. Not the opponent you want to see, but if you can get a couple. Well, heck, they have 2 games up in the Northeast midweek as well. I think UConn and Northeastern. So you gotta kind of snap out of that skid. Hopefully, take both of those games, and if you can win the home series with the Pokes, I'm feeling a lot better.
Well, yeah,
it's spazzing a little bit.
If you go to the games this weekend in Toyton, they're going to have Wabash there. They started selling Wabash this year in the baseball stadium, and they sell a lot of it. So, which is really awesome.
I mean, hey, look, one of the things I love about NIL, and I like NIL. I'm not going to sit here. We're not doing the anti-NIL stuff, but I love any collective. We'll save my thoughts on collectives that will pair with a brewery and serve beer in the stadium that benefits the student athletes and the school. I love that stuff. I love that you guys have that partnership. I think that's super cool. Notice I also said sell beer in stadiums. Some schools have lots of pairings between beers and collectives, but don't seem to make it available to anybody at games. I don't know what that's about. Some schools do. And so thrilled that Kansas State's selling it there in the baseball stadium. All right. Feels like a good time to get our next pairing. If you're a fan of lemon, you're going to be excited about this one. We're doing the lemon pepper dry rub. I had to dry rub these myself with the lemon Saison, which is a French Saison with lemon. I have learned through my many years of drinking that when it comes to fruit flavors and beer, I either absolutely love it or absolutely hate it. There's no middle ground with fruit beers to me ever. So I'm very excited and intrigued by what we're going to do here. So guys, tell us the backstory here on the lemon Saison.
So this is another one of our OGs, actually. The lemon. So there's a little secret here. It's actually a lemon pepper Saison, but we don't put that on the can because we think pepper's a kind of a. Not everybody likes pepper. But anyway, it's lemon pepper Saison, one of the OGs. It's a French style Saison. So you get some cool phenolic peppery notes in there from the yeast itself. Obviously, you get a big lemon note from the hand-peeled lemon peel that we put into it. Obviously, a really great pairing because got the lemon and the wings already.
Yeah.
So
It's not bad.
nice little segue between the wing and the beer already.
I feel like the lemon pepper on the wing is a lot.
Another dry rub.
I admittedly have never had lemon pepper wings from Buffalo Wild Wings before, but
It's tartar than the beer.
yeah, it is tartar than the beer. It hits you like right away.
I don't know that I even taste the lemon in the beer because the flavor and the wings are so
Should I drink the beer?
so overwhelming. And I don't know. Look, I love a good dry rub. That's you gotta love lemon. Like
Yeah.
I feel like those wings were literally like dipped in lemon juice and then peppered. That is a lot. And I was like, oh, I don't want to not get enough on there. I should have rubbed less. But that's okay. That's okay.
So for anybody watching, paying attention that knows beer, you see that this has no head whatsoever. That's because we do add actual lemon peel. It has oils in the peel that absolutely destroy the foam. So
That oil, from the lemons. Completely takes that head down.
you dorks are talking about sports. We'll talk about beer a little bit.
No. Look,
Fun fact: this was the first Manhattan Brewing Company beer I had when I came to you guys' brewery shortly after you guys opened, or at least to the public. Because didn't you open during COVID, right after COVID, somewhere around?
Oh yeah, I'm like July 2020. Oof,
You're ground zero.
you're ground
What
zero.
a
Yeah,
time. Yeah, but
there was the
this
first COVID patient.
Oh wow, nice. Well, this was the first beer I had in Manhattan Brewing Company, and Saisons are what I think are the perfect spring beer. So, you guys hooked me up with a 4-pack of this and some of the others. There's a couple people in Kansas City I'm going to give a gift of a mixed 4-pack. I'm keeping the other 3 lemon Saisons for myself.
There you go.
So.
Now that gift's not going to include the girl who tweeted you that you then shared about on Twitter, right?
No. Shout out to her. I won't say her name because she's mad that I shared that on Twitter because she obviously found my Twitter account. So she then texted me back and I said, hey, look, I cut out your name. You didn't want to go on a third date. But I will also use this opportunity, as I do when I go on other people's podcasts, to say, if there's any single ladies out there that like beer, wings, and sports, which I think is the tagline for Buffalo Wild Wings, my DMs are open. If you have a cousin, set me up, especially if they're in the Kansas City area or Manhattan, so I can, use it as an excuse going to Manhattan Brewing Company, pay off the crew, have them come up and act like I'm super famous, like I'm a high roller, and really impress them. So my DMs are open. Kelly Clarkson, shout out to you. Travis Kelce went on his own podcast, got Taylor Swift. Maybe I can get Kelly Clarkson. So
Yeah.
All right. It's time to officially pitch the 1012 Bosco Boy speed dating at Manhattan Brewing Company.
We've
Coming.
done speed dating here before. We're ready to do it again.
They did do speed date. Well, but I think to make it content with the 1012 network, we got to bring someone in who is a graduate from every single school in the Big 12 except for Arizona State, because I've never seen anyone who went to Arizona State that is ugly enough for me to even try to date.
Hey.
Talk about hot human beings.
I mean,
Arizona State.
Rob Gronkowski. I mean, he's pretty ugly. So
That is true. That is true, man. It's wild that one of the most famous football players of all time might be the ugliest University of Arizona student of all time.
yeah.
Oh no, he's Arizona. I'm talking Arizona State.
I mean,
Well,
it's all the
was he
same.
Arizona?
I mean, it's
I'm talking about the Sun Devils, man. My goodness. Whew.
party school. Don't tell the school president that. He doesn't like that when you say it's a party school.
But also, you have to be graduated. I'm 32. I'm not talking about anyone who's currently in school. Sorry. You have to be graduated for this show.
women mature faster than men, so it's okay if they're younger than you, right? It all lines up.
And that's
how
true. And if they want to go from Arizona State to Manhattan Brewing Company for the 1012 Scott Wildcat Bachelor TV podcast show,
It'd be worth it.
then go
Oh,
ahead. Then go ahead.
coming to YouTube in 2025. I like this. I like this.
Oh, it'll be amazing. Will you accept this 4-pack
Pop-Tart?
of beer? I'm trying to get Manhattan Brewing Company's money's worth, instead of Rose's, Travis Kelce's stupid show. I think it was footballs. I'm handing out, 4 packs of Townie wheat.
I mean, if that doesn't swear,
I always forget about catching Kelsey.
You should just forget about it.
It was
I think
horrible.
yeah.
I watched it when it was going
not
on.
great.
It was bad.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we got 2 more pairings to go here. We're gonna save Wabash for the end, so that means
Oh,
it's gonna get hot.
tasty.
It's gonna get hot in here. It's gonna get hot here. We're gonna do tasty. We're gonna do tasty IPA with the mango habanero, which I think is the pairing that has intrigued me and interested me the most.
Yeah.
I'm really curious how this is going. So after last time, I feel like I need to do the beer first and then the wing second, just to see how this goes.
Oh, wow.
This is another one of the originals, right? Townie, the lemon saison, and tasty IPA, right? Those were 3 of the originals.
And Tasty and Townie were the ones that we kept on year round from day one.
I don't know how you missed. You had Townie and Tasty. How did you miss naming the third one with a T? Like what? It's just
Right.
like, did you not have a marketing guy then? What's going on?
Well, he's really bad.
I'm really bad at my job.
He was probably out of the office or something.
So yeah, tasty IPA. So classic West Coast IPA. Probably more new age West Coast IPA.
I just like to say American IPA now.
There you go.
I
But-
see it good too.
Amarillo,
Cascade.
Cascade. It's got a nice malty backbone to it, but it's a good, just classic IPA. I think. When you drink it, when you drink this beer, it's got that bitterness to it, but the malt comes through. It kind of sweetens it out just a touch, and it's just a good beer. It's a good drinking beer.
Well, we thought this would be great with the mango habanero. I mean, spicy food goes really well with IPAs. That big hop bitterness and hop character goes well. Mango with the orange citrus character of the IPA. Just great.
So I failed to mention my disclaimer at the beginning of this whole thing. All the wings pair best with Tasty. Doesn't matter. Tasty rings.
Garrett's favorite beer of all time is tasty.
You rarely see me without a Tasty in my hand if I'm drinking a beer.
It's become
beer?
my
I don't know.
palate cleanser for this. Tasty is now just my palate, or no, Townie is my palate cleanser. I keep going back to it. Ooh, my tongue might be ruined.
This is a kick. This is definitely the hottest one so far.
They
All right,
tried
we
to say this was the last one for a reason, Philip. That's why I was confused why you decided to go rogue.
Because y'all said you wanted Wabash last, so I moved the beer last.
I'm okay with the
Cool.
curveball. I'm good.
They
Okay,
specifically
all right.
said this was supposed to be last.
We need to talk for a minute.
Woo!
Look, I mean, I feel like you guys are excited at Manhattan Brewing Company to know that Tang Party will be staying on tap for at least another year there in Manhattan. I mean, I'll let Scott share his thoughts in a second, and I know he shared plenty of thoughts. Excuse me.
Philip cannot take the heat.
On Bosco's voice, no, that was a burp I had to hold back because I didn't do it
sure.
on the mic. But I need to hear from you guys. Like, how excited are you guys to know that Tang Party is staying on tap there at Manhattan Brewing Company?
I mean, obviously, like super excited. That's awesome. Like, and the fact that he chose to stay means a lot about this university and a lot about Gene Taylor. Like, it's just really cool. And honestly, having the beer stick around is great because the more a beer sticks around, the better legs it gets, and the more people try it, the more they want to keep on drinking it. So the more we can have a single beer stick around, the better it's going to do. And so that's why we're just to have him stick around for that on the beer side of it. That's why it's great to have a beer just stay. And people love Tang Party already, and the more it sticks around, the more people are going to find it, the more people are going to drink it. But on the flip side of that, he's just really awesome. Like, every dealing that we've ever had with him has been absolutely amazing. We had like subtle issues that came up with naming the beer and like his people that were going to represent him about stupid things like that. And we were a little bit worried we weren't going to make the beer anymore. And so we reached out directly to him, and immediately he calls us up and is just apologetic and just letting us know that, no, he definitely wants to do this beer. And like, it was everything about it. The way he handled the situation was amazing. He is such a great guy. I'm just really glad that we get to keep a human being like him on staff at K-State.
Cameron
I'm a
asks,
Big
how
fan of the
close was,
loyalty.
well, hold on, Cameron. I'm gonna save your comment for a second.
God.
I gotta ask this. So you're gonna have Wabash, obviously, which is partnered with the NIL. Are we gonna get Tang Party like at the basketball arena? Like it's got to be there, right? Like during games, I want to cheer on the team and drink.
So we had an agreement that it was going to be there this year, and somewhere along the line it got dropped. And I'm not naming names because I don't want to do that, but something happened. I don't know what it was. Something happened and it got dropped. But the main person we deal with at K-State or Sodexo is awesome. Like, he's great. And so like I want to we already talked about next year making sure that at very least Tang Party is going in. Football, like, beer sales are okay, but until they start shutting down, leaving at halftime, and beer sales throughout the stadium, beer sales are always going to remain like okay. But
did you send him? Did you when he announced he was staying? Did you send him a case or a keg?
We just backed up a truck. He doesn't drink beer though, so it's mostly wine. So you got to just send him a bunch of wine.
Hey, whatever makes him happy, that's fine.
Right.
That's cool.
Right.
Scott, I'll let you answer this one. How close was Tang to actually leaving? Asks our good friend and viewer Cameron.
So shout out Cameron, great bonehead. Look, with everything, with coaching stuff, I think the truth is somewhere in the middle. I think that there were conversations, but I'm going to say this, and I think anyone involved with K-State knows this to be true. When Jerome Tang talked with Gene Taylor and said, "Hey, look, this is what's going on. This is what I feel I need. This is what I want to continue with K-State." Gene Taylor, who's the best athletic director in America, made sure that he got it done. So I think he had the opportunity to leave for Arkansas, but I don't know if it was ever quite as the Arkansas folks presented it as, and I don't think it probably was as doom and gloom as K-State fans made it out to be because of Trilly Donovan. So I'll just leave it at that. I think he had the opportunity to leave, but I don't think it was ever more than 50-50 he was going to leave. Now, that's after the fact and after talking to folks who are obviously staying in Manhattan. But after talking to folks and knowing what I know about Gene Taylor, I don't think it probably was ever as dire as some folks made it out to be.
Look, the Tyson chicken money was not going to be there if Tang was the head coach at Arkansas. So,
well, and how wild is basketball coaching search? If some random white guy who doesn't even start for Oakland doesn't drill 23s in one game, I mean, what would the world have even been if there wasn't a weird alleged in-house, love triangle at Arkansas? Does Muss ever leave? If SMU makes the NCAA tournament, they're on the bubble. Does any of this happen? College sports are amazing. Not that any of that stuff is good inherently. Lots of drama, lots of real life stuff going on. But that's what makes college sports way better than pro. I mean, come on. You don't get that type of stuff in the NBA.
This was by far has been the wildest, weirdest, and wackiest coaching recruiting cycle period. It's still not done. BYU needs a head coach. They've got to find a head coach for their program.
You don't have to talk about them. They're not watching a beer and wings comp or on a Sunday. They're not.
If this was a Dr. Pepper and ice cream pairing, they'd be here. They'd be here ready to go. Okay. If this was a Dr. Pepper.
We'd also have a taste.
Malt.
Which you know what? You say that you wouldn't be able to participate unless you came to Manhattan, but to my NBC brethren, maybe Call Hall ice cream and beer pairings. Like, I'm going to maybe have to come up this summer, maybe we're going to do it. Maybe it won't be on YouTube. Maybe it's just going to be on my podcast feed. So
I'm down with it. I just think of like eating ice cream and drinking beer, like how full your stomach would get. But I'm down. I'm going to try it.
I mean, I'm going to
I'm
sleep.
not Debbie Downing.
Yeah, that is exactly what you guys did.
I'm going to have to sleep on the floor of the brewery and maybe just in one of the bathrooms for that one.
More than welcome to it.
We've got a hammock somewhere.
We do have a hammock. You're good.
Oh, okay. Well, that's awesome. That's awesome.
24-hour nap right there.
I got a question for you all. If Connor Riley leaves for a head coaching job, or if Jerome Tang ever does leave, I just want you to know the IP of my podcast is easily adaptable to any of those beers that you need to change. Bosco the Magnificent, Bosco Party, Scott Wildcat Party, whatever you guys need from me to keep brewing those delicious beers with a new name, you have my permission.
Well, I will say if Tang leaves, it'll be like, we feel bad. We love the guy. He's gone. If Connor leaves, he's dead to us.
Oh, no. We'll hunt him.
Kenny Lanou and and Ryan and Kenny, if you guys are watching, let me have a podcast with Connor Riley and Manhattan Brewing Company, please.
Oh my God, yes. If you do that, we got to be a part of that one.
100%, 100%.
Oh, you should. He was going to invite him tonight to do the winging.
I forgot. He was
okay, so Ryan Lackey and Kenny Lanou. I don't know if you guys are watching. I know that now he's the offensive coordinator. Maybe we're trying to be a little more buttoned up. Forget that stuff.
He would do it.
I know he would do it. But again, I'm trying to keep everyone happy with me. So I always go through the proper channels.
Okay. I'll pitch it. And if it doesn't work, you don't have to. I just want to be a part of this.
No, stop trying. Look, you're an Oklahoma State fan, and I'm not going to say where you got your degree from, and you live in Arkansas.
It's okay.
Unless you're moving to the great state of Kansas, stop trying to shoehorn yourself into the greatest podcast ever.
I will shoehorn myself into anything, sir. Okay, I don't want to.
No, what's wild? I've said for a long time I want to get Connor Riley on, and I want to do it in the brewery. Connor Riley is the guy that every single person who I'm friends with, they're like, "Oh my God, if you get him on, you have to let me co-host. I need to be on." Like, Connor Riley is a football savant. He's the coolest guy in the world, and that's probably why Kenny and Ryan have kind of kept me at arm's length. Like, we know the type of like questions you ask. We don't want you to ask any questions, because we know he's going to answer you seriously. So, but if
Connor is the guy that you want to go and just drink with, like you want to go have a backyard barbecue and just sit around and bullshit and drink with. And he's also the type of guy that will like zone in on you and just listen to what you're saying. He doesn't care about anything about him. He doesn't care about anything that's around you. He cares about like whatever you're talking about. It's one of the. He's awesome. He's a cool.
He's an amazing, genuine guy. He's awesome.
And I could definitely kick his ass.
Since you guys are such good friends with Connor Riley, are like, if there's a 3rd and 4 call this year and it's like just a horrible play, are you gonna be like, well, I guess only one of you guys are going to be in this.
Hold on.
Are you going to be saying to your friends, "Oh no, that was like Matt Wells"? You know, that couldn't have been Avery went rogue and audible.
Oh no!
How are you going to handle that?
It's better than this. So we told him we will not do Condor the Magnificent again unless he names a play after us.
It started with, we get to design a play that he has to call at some point.
We get to design the play.
That's not fucking happening.
He's like, no, that's not happening.
No, you played, so like you could. I mean, you could do something.
So
my thought was taking it like a play from NFL Blitz from back in the day. And that's what we had to do. The bomb, baby.
The bomb. We'll just design the bomb.
No, Clown Post. You got to go with Clown Post.
Exactly.
NBC with the pitches we call it the triple reverse NBC, and if it doesn't work, you know who to blame. It's perfect. It's perfect. Also, Scott, if you're going to rename a beer after the podcast, not calling it Bosco's Brew is such a like. What do you guys just need to hire me? Like, what is with all these misses? Like, I got ideas here for you. Like, come on, Come on. This is
First
not-
off, if I can ever get a beer, and I don't care what it's called, but also I feel like it would be a miss unless they're just like, okay, we want to keep brewing these beers. Let's just do it. I think it has to be some sort of, barrel aged imperial pumpkin beer because, I think there are like two things that are known with me. It is, the song Hero by Enrique Iglesias and pumpkin beer.
Oh, sorry. We're talking amongst ourselves. We do this. We are literally taking our pumpkin batch and aging it in bullet barrels this year.
Oh, my
Oh. All right. So we're going to do a beer and Halloween candy pairing with you guys in October.
Oh, yeah. We're definitely doing that. We're 100% doing that.
So this is
We're going to need that beer as part of the list.
Candy corn doesn't go with anything.
Candy corn, you can go straight down the toilet.
It's
it's
the
not
old,
quite
it's the old Lewis Black line. They every year they gather up all the candy corn and repackage it and resell it because no one's ever eats any. They made all the candy corn in 1953 and they've just been reselling it every year because
It's not a candy corn
it's
factory.
made
on
of wax.
I feel like you need one candy corn every year just to put everything
Oh, yeah.
in perspective.
It is true.
You're like,
That's
oh,
That's
every year you get tricked. You go and you go, oh, what's this? Oh, God.
So that's our fall pairing. We waited a little bit for our quote unquote Q1 pairing. What's a summer pairing that we can do then? Because if we're gonna do something, every few
Well, that's
months,
where hopefully
we
we
can
can-
brainstorm about this.
Well, yeah, if we did it in early July, we probably could get Connor in on it.
Well, if you want to.
Well,
Kenny Lanu, if you're watching, I know you are.
selfishly, I'm trying to get like a long form Connor Riley episode where I'm asking him questions and not just tasting beer with him. So Kenny and Ryan Lackey, shout out to all sports information direct, SID department at K-State, award winning. I love you all. Except for Tom. Tom, let me get Jerome Tang on the show. Tom, if you're watching, Tom, let me get him on.
All right.
But I want to ask him questions, not just do beer pairings. So, we can do it, but just as long as I get to ask him
I'm
questions.
just saying, Manhattan Brewing Company sponsors Kenny Lanu's son's baseball team every year.
Well, Kenny likes me. And honestly, I think they all like me. But it's like, okay, we remember you asking Bruce Weber what underwear he had on that day. And, us asking.
Yeah.
I think he said
the question.
he showed it. So okay. This
Oh
is
no,
you showed them?
Time out.
Show it.
Time out. So this is a long time ago. And look, I love Bruce, and I know he didn't leave on good terms. But Bruce, I said a lot of bad stuff about Bruce, and he saw all the tweets. But when we started the show up, we talked to Tom, and he said, yeah, hey, come on. And we joked around with Bruce, and he's like, oh, I see what everyone said, and I'm just glad I'm getting a little bit of love. So we asked him, that was something that we asked everyone. So we asked Gene Taylor, boxers or briefs, and that just became one of like our funny end of show ones. And he said, oh, I can't quite remember what I have on. After we stopped recording, he dropped down his sweatpants to show that he was wearing purple boxer briefs, and he goes, boxer briefs, baby. And then he walked out the door of the practice facility after we chatted for about 30 minutes after the show. So again, Bruce Weber, absolute sport. I wish he wouldn't have taken K-State fans to task in his final press conference and burnt all the goodwill that he had.
I was never a Bruce hater. I was never a Weber hater. I mean, he obviously had success here, but the last 3 years were rough.
They were bad.
Obviously, Tang is amazing. So
Yes.
the way it went is fine, but I was never a Bruce hater. And also I would see him all the time at grocery stores, and he's always very he would say hi and he'd shake your hand. He was a great guy. But
No, and I'm glad it worked out. Shout out to Jerome Tang. Please come on the pod.
Let's do our last pairing here.
oh yeah, we're doing a lot
Time.
of Sorry.
And I'm going to say this, even though I know there aren't any of them watching. If you're in Arizona, Oklahoma State, ooh, that's pissing a little bit. Oklahoma State, West Virginia, Kansas, Arizona State, or Cincinnati fan who is decided to watch this, and you plan to head to Manhattan this season, can I suggest you go to Manhattan Brewing Company? And that's the story. And look, you guys don't have to sponsor. I don't care. I don't want a nickel from any of you. But that's something I want to do on the show this fall. Is some if you're going here, here's some place to go. Here's a place to be. I'm gonna say this. I like you guys. You guys do good stuff. I tried not to curse there, and the beer is starting to kick in, so I'm gonna need these more wings. So we're gonna do this last pairing, but y'all, go. There's Kansas State fans watching. They're like, yeah, we already know. Like, we're gonna go there. We're gonna do it. We have Caribbean Jerk is our wing flavor, and the Wabash.
Caribbean Jake is what we call it here.
I like it. The Wabash, the beer that helps to ensure Kansas State athletes stay in Manhattan and convince transfers that they should arrive. Oh, good.
Sorry, ours are super saucy.
Yeah.
I got a little dip here. I'm just gonna dip it. And
I sure wish we would have done a habanero.
Tell me more about the Wabash, guys. Tell me more about this beer.
So Wabash, we call it an easy drinking ale because not a lot of people know the term cream ale. So the cream ale is a style that's made with corn, but it's made to be super light, really crisp, just a beer that you can just drink. When you think of cream ale, the connotation is that it's going to be creamy or like a little bit heavy. And so we just call it an easy drinking ale to get over that.
So,
but go ahead.
Well, so really a cream ale back in the day, before Americans brewed a lot of lagers, a cream ale was the ale version of a German lager. So it was made to be clean, crisp, easy drinking, light, refreshing. And yeah, it was brewed with corn, keep the cost down, and it just makes it it lacked a little bit of flavor, but it made it more crisp. And just like Jake was saying, when you think of cream ale or hear cream ale, you think it might be creamy, like a nitro beer.
It's got milk in it or something.
It's got milk in it, like a cream stout. Really, the cream has no meaning in the name. It is supposed to be very effervescent, bubbly, crisp, clean, easy drinking. Yeah, it's just the ale version of a lager from back in the day.
I'm enjoying the pairing. It's good.
Yeah, that's a good
relationship there with Wildcat and Ale.
I would just like to point out, a long time listener to the show, know that I have 3 kids. How I'm supposed to take care of them tomorrow because it's daddy day because daycare, and I'm supposed to finish these 2 monsters and do that. Oh,
you'll be fine.
It's gonna be a lot of. It's gonna be. My wife can hear the. It's gonna be a lot of TV time. Okay.
Screen time will be all right.
A lot of Bluey tomorrow.
So what happened with Bluey? Everyone was.
I haven't watched.
About Bluey
I haven't watched it. They watched it while I drove the 45 minutes to North Little Rock to get Buffalo Wild Wings and then drive back here to do this show.
Yeah.
Because I love you guys and this is what you wanted, so this is fun. I'll do this.
If this doesn't energize people's love for podcasting, I don't know what does.
We did not talk about our relationship with Wildcat and IL, which is great. So we made the beer. So Wabash. I can't remember if we approached them or they approached us. It was last summer, and we started talking with them. And honestly, it was just like whatever it was, the conversation was overdue. Like both of us were just like, yeah, we should have been doing this a long time ago. And so we got together. They were just like, hey, we trust you guys on the beer making process. You guys do whatever you think. We just want a lot of people to be drinking it. And we're like, well, that means we want to do something
IPA.
Light and crisp, not just an IPA. And honestly, was it you, Adam, that had a recipe for a cream ale? Or we'd already done one. I don't know. I can't remember. But either way, the cream ale fit just like right into this category. And it's just so easy to drink. And it appeals to literally anybody that likes to drink beer at all. It appeals to everybody. And we came out with it. It was great. We had a cool launch party where we gave away a bunch of raffle items, and people showed up, and there was like a bunch of signed helmets and basketballs and stuff, and it was just a good time. And we love our relationship with them, and hopefully we just keep it going. So.
Well, it's amazing. It's a great beer. I always get excited when I see boneheads tweeting in pictures of them drinking it. And again, Curry Sexton, Jesse Ertz, there's all sorts of great former K-State football and basketball players, as well as other folks involved with it. And they're very transparent. And I got to say, regardless of your thoughts about NIL as a whole, they're doing it the right way. They're doing it in a way where more than almost look, you hear some of the horror stories about other collectives and how much of a cut they're taking. You talk to Wildcat NIL, they're making sure, hey, we have to run a website, but outside of that, it is all going back to the players. Again, I don't know the exact percentages. Talk to them. They're more than open. But Jesse Ertz, longtime friend of the show, Curry Sexton, great guy, sat next to him courtside at the K-State BYU basketball game. Funny as all hell. Great guy. So just some great folks involved with that. And then again, a great brewery doing that beer. And it's a delicious beer. I mean, come on. If that isn't, I'm going to be drinking, watching K-State baseball at Twinton Family Stadium. If that's not, I smuggle it into Bill Snyder Family Stadium. That is parody, not advice, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I need to say to make sure I legally don't get in trouble. But it's the perfect beer to pair with watching sports. It's delicious. So kudos to you guys.
All right.
Just ate the last
Okay.
single habanero.
I'm gonna make a little deal here. You know what? I feel like having some fun because if anyone stuck around for the 52nd minute of this, bravo! I know it's you, Cameron. I know you're still watching. You cheeky emo. By the way, I was gonna do my Charlie Hustle shirt tonight, but it's white. It's the Big 12 shirt. It's white. I was like, I cannot eat wings and drink beer and wear a white shirt. There's that will end up with
I thought about not
buffalo
wearing it.
sauce.
That's how
That's
messy
how
it
Labor
is.
Day.
I'm wearing this, which is a Big 12 shirt, which is great, and I'm wearing my Manhattan hat. And my hat.
I was going to say,
Big
I'm
up
wearing my Charlie Hustle crew neck sweatshirt that I threw it on right before we started this and hit AC big time because it's a crew neck sweatshirt. And it got up to 84 today in Shawnee. So shout out to Charlie Hustle.
Charlie Hustle is
Here's-
awesome. They're awesome.
Charlie Hustle is awesome. We love that they're a sponsor here on the podcast and network, and that's because a large part because of Scott. We got to get them. That's what we're gonna do. We need to do one of these with Charlie Hustle. We gotta do that.
We need Chase.
We do. We need to get Chase involved in one of these. I think he would enjoy this. I think he would have fun. Heck, we can just tell him to come down to Manhattan Brewing Company. Okay, here's my deal. Kansas State hosts Oklahoma State this coming weekend in baseball. And since you don't have softball, can't do anything with it. So here's the deal I'll make as an Oklahoma State fan. If Kansas State wins the series, there's only two people watching this. So this is who's going to have that opportunity. If Kansas State wins the series and you go to Manhattan Brewing Company, I'll make sure, and you say, hey, I watched the show and was told that if this happens, Philip's going to buy me a beer. First three people that do it, y'all let me know and I'll make sure and get you the money. I will cover it. I will buy 3 beers at Manhattan Brewing Company. Seems fair. You got that? Yeah, thumbs up. Perfect. All right. So if anybody's watching this and they go to Manhattan and
I heard
Kansas State wins the series, there's a lot of caveats.
First 300 beers.
Nice. Look, y'all, like, I love Charlie Hustle. I got a lot of podcasts to pay out from the check they send me each month, okay? Let me just say that. But, and I have 3 kids. We've emphasized this. First 3 people that show up to Manhattan and say, Philip said if Kansas State won that he would buy me a beer. And I will. I'll do it. Why? Because it's fun and because you guys are awesome. And I got to tell you, I've had a lot of your beers now, and I would love to rank them all 1 through 9 since we've had 9, but they're kicking in. And all I'm going to say is this. I'm just going to sit here and drink this Townie because this is fantastic.
I do want to know everyone's favorite pairings. We did that for the
we did.
Pop-Tarts.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And I've been organizing it, so I can go first as you guys are listening. I just want it on the record. So my number one was the Pilsner with the original Buffalo. Then it was Townie with the mango habanero. Then it was Wabash with honey sriracha. Sorry, I had my sauces mixed up. Honey sriracha, Wabash with the jerk, mango habanero with the tasty IPA, and the lemon saison with the lemon pepper. I love the lemon saison. I love all these beers, but I like that. I'm not a fan of that wing flavor. I know that's a popular wing flavor, not for me. But that's my 5. So
you made them all, right?
Say what?
You made them all yourself, right?
That is true. That is true. So maybe it's on me. Maybe it's on me and how I seasoned it. So that's a fair call out. So that's my 5. Whoever wants to
Garrett
go
just protecting our sponsor. That's all he's doing.
Well, time out.
Buffalo Wild Wings coming after us.
First off, I love Buffalo Wild Wings. The BOGO-free Tuesday traditional wings, amazing. A lot of great sauces. Look, if you want to talk about fast food or fast casual or just franchise sports bar, any of that type of stuff, Buffalo Wild Wings is consistent. Buffalo Wild Wings is delicious. And they have some of the best TV setups in the world. So shout out to Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm not saying anything bad about you guys, just that, me dunking a wing in lemon pepper dry seasoning myself was not great.
Yeah.
Again, not a sponsor for here, but welcome.
Definitely for Wing Wars. Also,
welcome. Oh, for Wing Wars.
I'm going to be at Wing Wars, whether it's in any official capacity or not. I'm going to be there. So shout out to Wing Wars. I can't wait.
I'm just going to zoom in to Wing Wars.
That's my 5.
Best I can do.
So that's my 5. Who wants to go next?
Philip, well, you go first while we're eating our wings.
Yeah, do that. Okay. I don't remember what your order was because I was paying attention, but it's kicking in. Number 1 is the honey sriracha and Townie. The Townie is fantastic. The honey sriracha is a fantastic. Like I think it's my favorite beer, my favorite sauce, and it paired together perfectly. Just fantastic. I mean, absolutely great. Second would be Caribbean Jerk and Wabash. I think it was a great combo. Again, 2 really good flavors, and it was a perfect pairing. Number 3 will be the Buffalo and the Matka Piv. Let me just want to say one thing. 1, 2, 3 is very close. It's not some like distance between them. I want to say this: the mango habanero, a little bit hot. And the older this is the problem. The older I get, the less I can tolerate a lot of things, and I can't tell if it's the age or the 3 kids, because it depends on what it is. But
congrats on the unprotected sex, Philip. We get it.
It was intentional twice.
It's not as awesome as you think after that.
I can't wait for your 3rd kid to find this in like 10 years, just going through the archive and be like, what do you mean it was intentional twice?
Yeah,
I can't wait for the conversation.
YouTube will have dumped this already. Is this one of those videos I have to make? It's not for children, right? Because technically we're talking. It doesn't. Okay. And last place, it's not the lemon saison. It's really good. It's the lemon pepper dry rub. It's just too much. Like I drank the beer again after my tongue no longer tasted like I had licked the lemon, and it looked like one of those babies where they give them a lemon for the first time. We have one of those with all 3 of our children. They go, the beer is fantastic. It's even better after my tongue doesn't taste like I had licked a lemon first, like the lemon pepper is. Not a shot at if that's your thing, cool. But the beer's good. So that's the order I have.
So
I mean, I don't.
Whoever's next, I don't care.
I was going to say, so the way I looked at it was my favorite pairing was Matka with the what was that one?
Buffalo.
With Buffalo. I thought that one was like.
That was your favorite, huh? Couldn't remember it.
Shut up, Garrett.
You guys should fight. You guys should fight right now.
I say that all the time.
Shirts
Yeah,
and skins.
so-
How we do this? Yeah.
I would say it was the Matka with the buffalo, and then the next up for me was probably Tasty with the mango habanero. I just feel like Tasty is just such a good beer with spicy food, and I am a spicy food guy. But then probably Wabash with Caribbean jerk, then Townie, because I'm not so much of like a really sweet wing guy, and so like I'd probably like pass that down. And plus, I drink a lot of Townie over the years, and I'm like it's just Townie. So it's weird. It's weird for me to say that. It's just like, oh, it's just Townie. Like, it is a phenomenal beer. I love Townie, but it's like it's been around so long that we're just like we think about other things first. Anyway,
Just Townie.
the last one was definitely lemon saison. So with that lemon drip pepper. So
All right, so yeah, yes, for me, I'm gonna go in reverse order,
Oh,
switch
no.
things up.
Oh.
Good call.
So
it's like a
you know,
cheerleading competition where K-State Palm won
you-
nationals again.
I feel like you need to start with the worst, and then you lead up, and who's gonna be the big winner?
Yep.
Uh,
We
I
screwed
like
that
it.
up.
I like
You
it.
guys all screwed that up.
Invert
number
expectations. Good stuff.
Number 5. I don't want to be a follower, but yeah, lemon saison. The
Oh, way to literally follow what everyone else said.
For one, I mean, yeah, I do like lemon pepper wings, but it's also, even though was involved in the pairing, it's also the laziest pairing because it is
Okay.
lemon pepper.
It says a lot about you.
You're an artist at heart. You are an
I was
artist at heart, aren't
involved
you?
in the pairing. You guys were too.
I don't want to shit on anybody, but
So number 4 for me, I think was the Townie and honey sriracha. Yeah, the sweetness of the honey sriracha. I thought they actually went very well together, and the sweetness went very well with the wheat character of the beer. The citrusy hops went well with the sriracha, and the honey I thought was great. The number 3 for me would be the Wabash and the Caribbean jerk. I love jerk spices, and the Wabash, clean, easy drinking, went perfect with that. Just kind of let the wing spice shine. Number 2, gonna be Tasty and mango habanero, because I love Tasty and I want it to be number 1, but well, and it went really well with the mango. I think that orange character from the hops go really well with that mango, and then the habanero, the spice, the bitterness, awesome. But number 1 had to be Buffalo with the Matka Piv. I think those went just perfect today together.
Fuck. We're talking about how spicy the mango was.
it's pretty hot.
Holy shit! I was not expecting it to be like as hot as that was. Like it was hot. It's hot.
So do I have to cyberbully you as well? I mean, come on, guys. Come on. It was. I mean, look, it had a kick.
Hold on.
He made it
Hold
on
on. No, no.
wings. He didn't
No.
put any sauce on it.
Scott, you're going to be here for Wing Wars if you don't enter the Buffalo Wild Wings the hot what is it thing?
Blazing challenge.
The Blazing Challenge. If
Okay,
you don't
so-
enter the Blazing Challenge, then we're going to cyberbully you like crazy.
Yes.
Okay, well,
Yes.
damn. So I played myself there. So, oh boy,
You're gonna
Oh,
talk a
boy,
big game.
I-
You better deliver.
I know. Well, look,
You're not even going to be signed up, and our DJ is going to be like, Scott from Bosco's Boys. You need to come up here.
I'm now on the verge of finishing the entire crowler of Townie. I did all of the Pilsner, all of Wabash, and about 3/4 of the lemon saison and IPA. When I stand up to let Chauncey outside, I'm gonna have to be grasping onto the handrails of the going down my stairs. So I wasn't thinking correctly here. So I have painted myself into a corner. And here, this is what I'm gonna say. We're throwing stuff out there. So the first 5 people to come up to me at Wing Wars and say, hey, I remember the YouTube live with 1012 Network. So I'm hoping people go back and rewatch this. I will buy you a Charlie Hustle t-shirt and or a Manhattan Brewing Company gift card. So it's your choice. The first one will get both the second through fifth gets to choose. So there you go. There you go.
Can we?
I'm putting
Can
my
we
money
be
where
3
my
of those
mouth is.
5?
Not including.
Yeah.
Not including.
No, you
us.
guys aren't included. No.
Ah, damn it!
Sorry.
What if
I might
were
be able to
find
hook you guys up though. Like we'll talk. Take a look at their site. We'll talk. I'll pull my own my own.
No,
You know.
Garrett doesn't get anything. He's a Nebraska fan. We talked about this last time.
Yeah, I hate him. Oh
I know.
man, the last time we did this was the
hate him.
Nebraska
Wow.
basketball game.
You're
I was so depressed.
Whatever.
So depressed.
Yeah, we still have to go. Your
Oh yeah,
So I'm
the
just
big
gonna,
finish. The big finish.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
rate.
Also,
the-
Nebraska still
yeah, we
hasn't
should've
won a
finished that.
tournament
It was
game
really good.
or whatever.
I'm just gonna rate the wings. Buffalo first, mango second, honey sriracha, Caribbean Jake, and then the lemon pepper. They all go really well with tasty.
How is Manhattan Brewing Company not got shirts on Charlie Hustle? How have we not made this happen yet?
We need to wrap the beers in.
I don't know. We should probably have some conversation
No,
with Charlie
we
Hustle
have
about
to-
doing
we
some
have
really
that
cool
we
stuff.
just do.
So
Oh, yep.
Maybe we need a Charlie Hustle beer wrapped in Charlie
I would
Hustle.
definitely be down for a Charlie Hustle beer.
Next time we drive up there, we'll give you the shirts off our backs.
Oh man, here we are, an hour and 6 minutes into drinking beers and eating wings, telling one of our other sponsors what they have to do.
I mean, I would never tell Charlie Hustle what to do, especially inebriated as I am. Also, Scott over here complaining like, I drank all these beers and I'm going to stand up and stumble over. God forbid. There are perks to being single. There are perks to being single. Okay.
Oh, so now we're going to rub it in that I'm
Some of us-
alone.
Some of us have to
Philip.
wake up
Just
and take care of 3
unprotected
small children.
sex with 3 kids and a beautiful wife. Okay.
You worded that weird. The order was odd, but all right. All right. This has been fun.
Yep.
I appreciate all of you. This has been great. Will we do this again?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
We have to find out July thing, right?
Yeah, we'll have to figure out like some sort
Well,
of.
we'll figure out the
summer-
July one.
At worst, we're doing Manhattan Brewing Company pairings with Halloween candy. That's just
Yeah.
I'll
or
steal
whatever.
it and the pairing has to literally be like stick your hand in a bucket and whatever candy comes out, you gotta pair it. No pre-planning. It's just like and Kit Kat with Townie. Great, let's go to town. All right.
Let's talk about it. We should really for July. We should do like where we grill outside on the patio, and Adam is shirtless, and whatever he's grilling, we have to pair it with.
You don't want to see me shirtless.
See again, Philip. If you didn't find love and have kids, you could just come up to Kansas for debauchery and podcasting.
Look,
Work
all I'll
trip.
say is this: there will be a time.
Yeah,
in my
work
life-
trip. Write it off. Write it off. Write it off.
I have this
Surely your
thing-
wife understands that. I mean, we just have to watch kids. It's no big
Hey,
deal.
time out. Manhattan, Kansas has the Discovery Center.
Let me just put
She
it this
can
way.
go there with the kids.
Coming
the
soon,
Zoo.
the art-
The Museum of Art and Light is
Art
coming
and Light, yeah,
soon.
yeah, yeah.
I have a very understanding and fantastic wife. There are limits to any marriage.
Look. There's a
standing
pool in
behind you.
Manhattan.
Any successful marriage.
Right to the right of him.
She was in the living room when this started, and thank goodness she can't. I mean, she can hear me. She's right.
Okay, well, so even if Philip's not involved, maybe I'm going to come up in the summer or in August, and I'm going to throw random tailgating scenarios at you guys, and you guys are going to have to then present the beer for that tailgating scenario.
I
Okay,
love
here we
it.
go. Here we go. I
So
got it.
Philip
I got
may
it.
not get to be part of that one.
Manhattan Brewing Company presents 1012 podcast Bosco's Boys Manhattan Brewing Company Oklahoma State at Kansas State watch party live.
Okay. Well, are you coming? Are you going to come to that game?
I'm presenting ideas.
I'm in.
Well, it's
to
not a
sell
watch
the
party.
idea.
At least 2 of us are going to be at the game.
We could do it in the alley behind us. Where like we're shutting down the alley for every game.
But
We
time
could do it
out. Are
back
you
there.
going to the game?
Girly
It's a
enough,
home
yeah.
game this year. 2 of us are at least going. I don't know if Philip.
I'm happy to sit on a stage in an alley behind Manhattan Brewing Company for an entire
Oh,
day
or listen
and just talk shit about Scott the entire time.
One of
He
us
couldn't be
one
here
of
because
us-
he went to the game, so I'm really sorry.
One of the 5 of us comes into $1 billion, buys out the entire Shamrock Zone, and then we do it inside the stadium.
Oh, I like that. Here's looking at you, Garrett.
I mean,
that sounds great.
Look. I was a finance graduate at K-State. I don't know how to get $1 billion by the fall,
I do.
but I'll look into it.
Bosco just needs to win the National Dog of the Year trophy.
Well, Chauncey is not well behaved enough.
Have you ever seen Ozark?
Let's start
At
washing
this
some
point,
money.
that's it.
Hour
That's
10
it.
into it. Time out. Have you ever thought about, like, if you did come to that money, how you'd wash it? Because I have thought that. Because of
When we go to a bar, it's fairly easy to do that.
well, yeah, you guys already have a business. It takes a little bit more
No,
creative.
it's not. I mean, if the IRS is listening, it's not. It's really hard.
All right. The good thing is no one's watching anymore, so we can just everyone, right?
Talking to each
Hey,
other.
Okay.
Okay, so everyone plug your stuff, and then I'm going to let Chauncey out, and we're going to go to bed and wake up with a slight headache tomorrow morning.
All right. Manhattan Brewing Company. Not a sponsor, but friends of the pod anyway. So hit it.
Yes. We want to finish by saying, obviously, thank you so much to 1012 Network and Bosco's Boys for inviting us to do something as cool again as pairing up anything with beer, but especially Buffalo Wild Wings beer or wings with beer. We love this. Wings go well with literally any beer, and so for us to be a part of this is amazing. But also make sure to come June 8th from 5 to 10 p.m. Wings will be served from 5 to 8:30 p.m. Sponsored by Buffalo Wild Wings and Pullman Farms. Come down for Wing Wars. Join us for the culinary competition. It's going to be fun. Anything else that I'm missing that I should say?
Nailed it.
Nailed it. All right, perfect. Thanks, guys. We really, really appreciate it. It's awesome.
All right. Scott, plug it.
I talk about K-State sports off season 1 to 2 times a week, starting in July, late July. We will be back to daily episodes all the way through the balance of the year for at least one more year. Eventually, Bosco's Boys is going to die. It is not dying yet. And if I eventually get a girlfriend, if we can ever do the 1012 Network Bachelor series presented by Manhattan Brewing Company, where I speed date one lucky woman from every Big 12 university, maybe I'll have to cut it back to only 3 times a week during football season. But luckily for all of you, I am still alone, painfully alone. So we'll start going daily, at least 5 times a week in July.
The shocker of the show will be when you end up with the Iowa State fan. Of course, you can find every show in the 1012 Network at 1012network.com. That includes Bosco's Boys. You know what we need to do, Scott? I've decided off-season content. We need like characterizations of the Bachelor participants and old SB Nation content. Which Big 12 schools match up with each of those characters?
100%. And I do say, here's the wild thing. Believe it or not, and there's no way she's watching. The girl who found my Twitter page and said, no, I will not go out for drinks with you for a second date. She was a graduate of the Iowa State University. So to add a little bit of a twist to it, she was an Iowa State grad. So
I also have one final pitch for a dating show. It's where Scott goes on a date with every mascot in the Big 12.
Ooh. Oh, shit.
Spoiler alert, the woman cougar has a pretty big leg up on everyone else. So shout out to Carla the Cougar or whatever her name is. She's looking fine.
Oh, yeah.
Like you'll never get past Cosmo.
I don't know. Thick Willie's got it.
Dude, Thick Willie, man. Thick Willie.
Oh.